don't identify as Latina. I do identify as a Black American Spanish speaker, and for some reason, that's a radical place to be. Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. I'm going to apologize up front because I have not scripted this video. I have no clue where it's going to go. I just thank you for bearing with me because I feel like I need to talk in order for this to start making sense. The inspiration for this video is a comment that we received about 2 months ago. I didn't really have any intention of saying anything about it, specifically because when I addressed the person, they deleted their comment. We're a small channel and we don't have any drama surrounding us at this point in time, and hopefully that never happens. The comment that was left was accusing me of LARPing as a Latina. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the term LARP, but it's an acronym for live action role playing. In a nutshell, I guess you could say it's pretending but as an adult and story play as an adult. The idea behind this comment was that I am pretending through my approximation to Latin American culture, my ability to speak Spanish, maybe even being married to or having dated Latin American men in the past, to be Latina. This is a sentiment that has been consistently expressed to me from the time that I was a preteen until now at 36 years of age. It's interesting because every single time I've gotten this comment or I've gotten this feedback, it has come from somebody Black. I find it unfortunate in a lot of ways because there's not just one way to be Black, right? And even though the media and culture and even people in the Black community will push that you have to be these things or do these things in order to be considered Black, I've never been that person. That in and of itself has led to a lot of feeling imposter syndrome, not just in the field where I work, but also as a Black person. But I just want to share and see if maybe that helps clear up anything, even for this person that decided to delete their comment. So for starters, I am Black and I identify as a mixed race Black American. That might sound a bit confusing, but what I mean by that is that I identify as predominantly Black with some other influences here and there. I have always had some qualms about identifying as African American because I don't know anything about Africa in the grand scheme of things. I'm not connected to any African cultures. I don't know anything about the languages, the dress, the food. I don't know. It's a completely different world, just as foreign to me as maybe identifying as Russian would be, right? I don't have anything against Africans at all. I just don't feel like I can stand 10 toes down on being a proud African American because I don't identify with that African piece. I didn't grow up in a super pro-Black household. Like, we knew we were Black, but we were never encouraged to fully immerse ourselves 24/7 in Black culture, Black history, Black pride, all of those things. What I do appreciate about the way that I grew up was that my parents did prepare us for what it was to be discriminated against or looked down upon because you were different. There were conversations that our dad had with us where he was like, you know, people might not like you because your skin is brown, and that's okay as long as you like yourself. From my perspective, I grew up relatively middle class. We did have some financial hardships here and there, but there was nothing there that really marked my upbringing. I didn't have this need to be aware of my Blackness wherever I went. And whenever I did confront issues where people were treating me potentially differently because of my color, it just felt really weird. I went to a private school from kindergarten up to 8th grade. I got a really good education. I went to a public high school after that, where a lot of people considered my sister and I uppity, or we were acting like we were white, or we were talking like we were white. And it was very confusing to me because I was just like, I'm not trying to be white. I'm just who I am. I say all that to say that I was kind of removed from the idea of needing to be Black or needing to represent Black people. And I know that that's a pressure that other people have had or have grown up around, or maybe not even a pressure, like a pride is probably a good way of saying it. I was proud to be who I was. I just didn't feel like it was necessarily tied to being Black. when I got to the point that I identified Spanish as the thing that I was passionate about, I was even more surprised when my family started making comments about my interest in Spanish. The first person that really voiced I don't know if it was a disagreement or just a discomfort, maybe let's go with discomfort, about me learning Spanish was my mom. I remember one day, I don't know what was happening. I might have been listening to a program in Spanish or listening to Spanish music, and my mom said to me, "You know that you're never going to be Hispanic, right?" She proceeded to explain to me that no matter how much Spanish I learned, no matter how much I enjoyed the music, etc., I was never going to be Latina. I would always be Black. I just remember looking at her and going, I know. Like, it's not about me trying to erase who I am. This is me feeling like I have to do this thing. I feel like it's coming from inside of me, and I have to follow this dream or this passion that I have. I remember dating as a young woman here when I first moved to Atlanta, and the Black men that I would go on dates with really had a problem with the fact that I was, I guess, not involved in other things. Somebody actually told me on a date, "It's Black people like you that hold the rest of us back. You should be helping your brothers and sisters and not these illegals that are coming to the country taking our jobs." I will probably hear it the rest of my life because of the career choice that I have, because of the dating history that I have, because of the husband that I have. And I'm okay with that because I have never once said I want to be Latina. I have never once desired to be Latina. I have loved being able to immerse myself in a different culture and connect with other people through communication, but I have never used that as a way to make me feel like I am someone other than myself. It's hard to see people who look like you or that come from your community and that don't accept you because you're not enough of something and you don't know what that something is. That's not to say that I've taken the easier road either. As a Black American Spanish speaking woman in a position of leadership at a healthcare organization where my team does not look like me and I do not look like my team, I am the minority. It is hard. My job is to stand up for the rights of people who don't look like me, who aren't connected to my culture, who do not speak my native language. And I'm passionate about doing that thing. I understand that it causes confusion for people, but I'm not going to apologize for what God has placed in me and for what brings me purpose and passion. There's a quote by author Zora Neale Hurston that I heard when I was in high school, and I love it so much I want to share it. "Sometimes I feel discriminated against, but it does not make me angry. It merely astonishes me. How can any deny themselves the pleasure of my company? It's beyond me." The most important thing at the end of the day is that you are proud of yourself, that you are proud of your accomplishments, and that you're able to look back on your life and say, I am proud of the steps that I have taken to bring me to where I am today. And even if no one else accepts who I am or what it is that I do, I am happy and that is enough. So in conclusion, yes, I am Black. I am not upset with the fact that I am Black. I am very happily in this corner of my Spanish speaking world, living my best life. And if I do not meet your expectations as a Black woman, sorry, not sorry. That's a personal problem and you're going to have to sort that out on your own time. But for those of you who might be going through a similar struggle, I hope that this was helpful in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. That's all I got for you. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. As we always say on our channel, with God, all things are possible. And I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.